Hello, everybody. Welcome to Coffee with Casey, where we talk about market conditions and, what market conditions we need to talk about. We're also going to talk about the new homes market. We haven't talked that much about that, but that may be the best deal in the market, and that's what we have to look at. So we'll look at inventory, we'll look at success rate, we will look at, whether it's a better time to buy a resale or a new home. I think that might surprise some people, surprised me. So let's take a look around the horn. Let's go ahead and share the screen. So today we're going to talk about new home market opportunities, but first let's get into the inventory. So everybody's worried, are they going to fire people? Are they going to not fire people? Are they going to move the agriculture department out to Wisconsin? What's going to happen here? We don't know, right? It's in progress, but we will know about it as it happens. We'll be watching inventory. As inventory goes up, prices get soft. So we'll keep an eye on the inventory numbers. Currently in Loudoun County, right? We've had a good push of inventory in the last 30 days, but year to date, only 23 homes have been put on the market in Loudoun County. That's normally about 4,000. So, all of the counties that you're looking at are down 30%. So last year, they were down 40%. So this year, hey, it may show it's getting better, but it's not even close to where it's been. Now, Prince William County, down 31%. Fairfax County, down 31%. Arlington County, down 30%. So let's just summarize the year that although we had a little recovery, last year was a dumpster fire. It was off 40%. This year, a little better, not much. Still down 30%. That is why prices are still, in my opinion, in most places, artificially high, right? You always see my pricing charts, and in there you say, here's the value line. And the value line is if the home went up the same price as inflation, where would it be? Well, right now they're up here, and eventually they will meet, right? So they're starting to do that in some markets right now, all right? Because inventory is coming back, but as you can see down here on the bottom, inventory down for Arlington, 30, 31 for Fairfax, 33 for Loudoun, and 31 for Prince William County. So we are not close to where we need to be, okay? So let's take a look at success rate. Now, success rate's a funny thing. If 10 homes go on the market, how many of them on the market right now are currently pending? So let's say 3 out of 10 are pending. Well, that means 7 are active. And what happens is anything under 40%, anything under 4 out of 10 being under contract, anything under that, that's a buyer's market. That's where the buyers have control of that market. And then when it's over 60%, when 75% of the homes are under contract, that's a seller's market. So I keep my eye on, is it a buyer's market or is it a seller's market? And that's very important, whether you're a buyer or seller. Who's in control of the market? And markets can be segmented down. So you need to know in your market, how many homes out of 10 are under contract? That's very simple. Who's wearing the pants around here? Now, in my opinion, because every home we put on sells in the first week, I think people are overpricing their house. I think the market is adjusted. The prices come down 6 to 8% on resales. We're going to look at new homes in a minute, but they've come down at least 6 to 8% on resales, and nobody's acknowledging that. And, to be honest with you, let me give you this bit of advice. I don't think that a seller or a builder should allow the realtor that they're going to hire to price the home. I don't think they should allow it. And I'll tell you why. Because realtors want business. They don't want to make the builder angry. They want that listing. They don't care if it sells this month or next month or 10 months from now. They really couldn't care less. The longer they have it, even it's the better for them. They can market it. They can have open houses. They can meet people. It's horrible. If it's horrible for the seller or the builder, I don't think you should have the realtor listen do it. I'm one of the few realtors that go and tell a seller, I'm going to tell you what the house should sell for. And if you don't want to list with me, I don't care. But this is what the house has to sell for, So, and it's because of that we get the prices where they should be. They sell in the first 7 days. They get bid up over. The home inspection is wiped out. But I think that most realtors price a house, especially for builders, based on the fact that they don't want to lose the business. So I don't think I'm going to go to builders and go, look, I have some incredible statistics. Let me give you one. $185 million in Vienna, $185 million of new homes have withdrawn or expired unsold this year. I'll let that sink in. There's only been, I think 110 that have sold. So 65% of the homes, new homes, did not sell this year. Why? Because the realtor will sell it for whatever the builder says he wants to sell it for. And that's based on what the builder wants, not what a homeowner was willing to pay. That's the problem. That's the problem. So, if a third party, if our group came in and said, I'll tell you exactly what the number is, and I don't care whether you list with me or not. But I think, I think builders should get their pricing from an agent, not the agent that they hire to sell the house, unless it's us. I mean, because I'm willing to tell you whatever it's worth, period. I don't really care if I get the listing or not. I really don't. We do $200 million a year. 95% of the people list with us anyways. So I'm not concerned. I'll tell it like it is. But I just don't think either the other realtors know what the price should be or are willing to tell the seller what the price is willing to be because they might lose that listing. So, these numbers right here, 31% of the homes in Arlington are currently under contract. These are all buyer markets. So how is it that all of our homes are selling in the first 7 days when all of these markets still have 70% of the homes still sitting on the market? When you ask them and do these stats, how many homes out of 10 that were listed sell in the first 7 days? The answer is 10%. 10% actually, which is what I call a success. We go beyond 7 days. I'm firing myself. But if it goes beyond 7 days, that's a failure in my book. I mean, I'm trying to get bidding going on. I'm trying to get a bidding war going on. I'm trying to get people to push it over its list price. But to see these numbers that only 30% of the homes are under contract and only 10% of them sell in the first weekend is a disservice. So, I'm going to put it out there. I think sellers and especially builders should, wait a minute, what's happening to my video? Especially builders should have it priced by a third party, an expert, and we do that for builders, we do that for top producing teams, but I think that may be the problem here. So let's take a look at what else we got going on. So this is a chart. Now we're getting into new homeland, okay? The new homes, and this is where I'm saying, I've been saying this now for a while. It's time for people to move up. It's time for buyers to sell their old house and buy, in this case, maybe a new house. Because, a new house always sells 20% higher than a resale, 20% higher. Sometimes that number gets pretty low. Right now, it's 104%. You buy a new home at 4% higher than some of those resales? Yeah. Yes. So in some cases, in some markets, you have to start looking at new homes because they're no longer 20% higher than resales. Maybe sometimes it's only 4. Sometimes it's 20. But sometimes it's only 4. So in this case, we're looking at, this is the new home market. Those prices may have gone up to a certain number, but again, the market is corrected about 10% for all these homes. This is what a 3,500 square foot house, new home costs. We can tell you what a customary value of a new home should be. Now, let me talk to you for a second about this. Let's say the customary value, an average 3,500 square foot home sells for $2.1 million. Some are going to sell for 2.3. Some are going to sell 1.85. The difference in those numbers is the quality of the builder, the lot that you have, and the neighborhood. So a lot of it has to do with, is it a flat lot? Is it a big lot? Is it a nice lot? Is it a neighborhood that's been built out or not built out? Is it the first home that's going to be built in a smaller and I don't want to use the word crummy, I just want to say less expensive neighborhood, and they're the only ones in there, they're going to get less for that. Is it in a bad school district? So all I can tell is what is the core number? What is the customary number for a new home? Then we can negotiate with the builder. Then you walk in and say, okay, the customary house is $2.1 million. You're asking 2.4. You're a quality builder and the lot is nice, but that's only 2.2. You're still $200,000 off you're where you should be. So, so can you negotiate price with the builder? Absolutely. That's what we do for a living. Now, if a builder was smart, they price it right, they list it correctly, they get multiple contracts and let the builders decide how much they want to pay for those premiums. Currently, not the way that's happening. So, again, advantage buyer. Look at the 4,500 square foot homes. Now, the homes I look at are small, medium, and large 3,500, 4,500, and 5,500. This is the category of 4,500 homes. And for those of you that are listening to a podcast, I have a chart, and the chart shows the value of the house in 2020 through 2024. And then the final number is what are the homes that are under contract? What are those valued at? Now, when you look at that, the homes that are sold, the comps, as we call it, the comps, are at $2.28 million. The listings that are currently under contract, $2,085,000. That's $200,000 light. Not extraordinary for the area. I'm telling you, things are coming down, so we got to keep an eye on it. But if you can't see this, if you're listening to the podcast, I have also an orange line. And the orange line is if it started at 1.75 million back in 2020 and appreciated at the rate of inflation, what would that be? That's the orange line. Now, I've said this before. Homes are way above the value line, but they're going to return. They're going to return to the value line. And look at exactly what just happened. In this case, at that price range, they have returned to the value line, even under the value line. So we need to keep an eye on the prices. Now, just let's think about this for a second. There's a lot of money at stake here. There's, in this case, $200,000 or more. You need to know not what they sold for, but what are they selling for? Ing, as in current. What are they currently selling for? That's the number we want to look at. Because as the market corrects, you need to make sure you're not overpaying for a house. And as the market corrects, you need to make sure as a seller or a builder, you're not overpricing the house. So again, even in stable markets, pricing is important. Right now, it is absolutely 100% critical if you're going to be a success. We just had a buyer that moved from a townhouse to a new home. They got $50,000, $60,000 more for the house than we thought they could get. They got $130,000 off the home they wanted to buy. Can you negotiate with the builder? Oh, yeah. So they benefited $170,000, $180,000 by moving up in this market. And when you think about it, it's just because interest rates are a little high. Buy the rate down. Take some of that $180,000 that you take $180,000 you just made, invest 30 or 40 of it in a buy down, and now you get the low interest rates and the house you want and contingent on the sale of your house. It's a powerful market for people that know what they're doing. Here is the $5,500 market. Now you can see they're corrected. They have corrected in their price. And again, the blue line is about, let's call it $300,000 above the value line. So are they still a little more expensive? Yeah, but you know what? If you're buying a 5,500 square foot house, maybe you can just afford it. Maybe they're not that concerned with it. They want location, they want size, they don't care. You know, that's $2.6 million is what they're selling for right now, or they're under contract for. So, you know, maybe there's a different attitude. I don't think so. I think you should be more cognizant no matter what size home you're buying or what size home you're selling. So, you know, as we finish this year, the market is definitely moving. Now, if you're a builder in Vienna And you're going, well, wait a minute. That's the green line. I've got 3 lines on the screen right now. I've got the green line. That's Vienna, new homes, 4,500 square foot house. The orange line is Arlington. Those are the Arlington new homes. The blue line is McLean. Those are the McLean new homes. Now, this is another important thing. Let's say you're looking for a new home. In McLean, a 4,500 square foot house is going to cost $2.7 million. 2.7. In Vienna, let's call it 2.1. That's a $600,000 difference between going from McLean to Vienna. Sometimes the spread is huge. Vienna may be the better buy. Sometimes the spread is not as big. If you look at the chart that we're looking at, in 2022, this house sold for 2.168, and their house sold for, let's call it 2.4. No, yeah, 2.4. So they were only $200,000 or $300,000 apart. Now they're $600,000 apart. So you need to understand the relationship between the value of homes in different markets. And sometimes, yes, sometimes a new home is better than a resale. So let's take a look at this chart. And again, I'm going to explain it to people. The blue line is the value of a 4,500 square foot new home. Again, there it is, 2.058 million. Let's call it $2.1 million. The value of a 4,500 square foot resale is 1.96. That's only a 4% difference. See how, there may have been a big spread in 2022 and resales would have been a better buy. Then you look at 2024 and you look at the current contracts that are under contract and you're going, that new home's pretty close. It's pretty close to the resale. So if you're going to work in this market, if you're going to buy and sell, this is no place for amateurs. It's no place for, to look at that and say we have $185 million worth, and just Vienna. That's just Vienna. It doesn't count McLean and Arlington. $185 million of mispriced homes. There's $117 million of active listings that have been on the market for 155 days. How do you think they're going to do? And where are they headed? Are you going to add that 117 onto the 185 and tell me that 300? Think about this. I read the MLS like people read the Wall Street Journal. This is just facts. $300 million of new homes were mispriced this year. $300 million. That time is money. Business people. For every day those homes don't sell, that builder's got to pay carry costs, fix up, if anything's wrong, clean it up, keep it clean, keep it on the market, blah, 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 advertise, market. They got to spend money. And for every day it's on the market, the buyers are going to pay less money. It's a massive problem. It's not a little problem. It's a massive problem. And our models can tell you to the dollar what that customary value is. And as a professional realtor, we can tell you, a professional realtor that we have all over, but we can tell you the exact dollar amount of the customary value. But then you have to adjust for, is it a better lot? Is it a better builder? Is it a better neighborhood? I've always said this about new homes. Builders are either going to build a layer cake, a birthday cake, or a wedding cake. Some builders, Tommy Stotts, Dan Somerville, they build wedding cakes. Beautiful. Rob Fisher, beautiful houses. Got all sorts. Let me say, Tommy's really wedding cake. But big, beautiful houses. So it's really a matter of, is it NDI? Is it Evergreen? Is it Cloud? Is it Vienna Development Group? Who is it that's building the house? Then I could tell you, is that usually a layer cake, a birthday cake, or a wedding cake? And that's also going to have a big impact on what you would pay for that house. A Jefferson home is going to have a premium. Seekus, going to have a premium. So some builders have a premium, some builders have a discount. You've been listening to Coffee with Casey. We're winding down 2024. and the market is as crazy as it's ever been. If you need help in today's real estate market, give me a call, 703-508-2535, or you can email me at casey@caseysamson.com. And let me give you a little invite. I'm sitting in, I don't know if you can tell, in a Christmas wonderland that Morgan and Tree have put together. That's the talk of the town. It's beautiful. It's lovely. Um, and we've had a client party here with 250 people. We've had the, what do you ever call it? The Christmas stroll. Everybody came in. Everybody's raving about bringing their family to see this Christmas. As a listener to the Casey Samson team, please feel free. We have open houses on the 5th, on the 10th, 17th, 19th. You can check at caseysamson.com and hit the little Christmas button, and then that will give you the open dates. It's best to register because spots are going to close. If a spot that you want to attend is closed, because we can always have so many people in this building, and we are definitely hitting capacity. But if one of the time slots is closed and that's the time slot you want, all you got to do is email me. Just email me, or just tell them Casey sent you when you get here, and we can always squeeze some more people in. But let me give you a tip. Have your kids wear nice clothes, and you wear nice clothes, because there's so many opportunities to take a picture in front of the Grinch, or to take a picture in one slot. And I don't know if any of you know Patrick Bazin. He took a picture that was so spectacular in one of the portions of this that it was really just breathtaking. And so families are starting to come in now, not in sweat clothes. They're coming in nice clothes so they can get some Christmas pictures. And we're always happy to help with that. So if you want to come in, you want to take a look at it, it's 5 to 7 on December the 5th, 10th, 17th, and 19th. Confirm that at caseysamson.com. Hit the little Christmas button and register for one of our open houses. I will tell you, you're not going to believe what you're going to see. We'll see you again next week on Coffee with Casey. Bye now.